It's supposed to feel.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show on Pittsburgh Baseball Now. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Tyler. Tyler, Pirates lose 8-2 today against the Philadelphia Phillies. Clean sweep in the 4-game series in Pittsburgh. Let's talk.
Do we have to?
We have to. We're obligated. Not really, but I'll
Oh
put it this
my
way.
God.
I have to for my own personal cleansing right now. I need to get this off my chest.
Just get it off your chest. Go ahead. Because I don't have much. Here's where I'm at right now. Is it Tuesday yet?
Not yet. Not yet. But it's
Because I'm
6
tired
o'clock.
of it.
We are 47 hours away from where we need to be mentally right now. You and I.
Yeah, man. I'm done. I don't want to watch them right now.
Let's talk about the game. We got a lot to talk about.
Do
And
it.
it doesn't really deal with the game. But let's talk about the game. JT Brubaker takes the mound today. Now, mind you, JT Brubaker, much how we're talking about Mitch Keller last night. JT Brubaker has looked pretty good. This is a pitcher you would want to watch, right? I mean, going into this, the Nola Brubaker matchup, semi-intriguing. We know Aaron Nola is good. Brubaker has pitched better. So let's see what happens. Well, Brubaker didn't really pitch that well today. He got lit up. They were hitting him right and left. 8 hits with exit velocities over 100 miles an hour today. He only lasts 4.1 innings, 12 hits in total, 7 earned runs, 1 being a homer, which again, the home runs have come down quite a bit, and then 4 strikeouts. Ty.
He just got beat around. Like, the Phillies do have a tough lineup. You got to give him credit for that.
They do.
He really just couldn't miss a barrel today. And it probably could have been worse if he started walking people. Thankfully, he didn't do that. The strikeouts were still there. He was getting swings and misses, but when they made contact, it was a barrel.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. The curveball looked good.
Yeah.
But he wasn't missing anything with his 2-seamer, which again, like the 2-seamer has led to a lot of his success, you know. But they were lighting that thing up all day.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Like, it was one of those days that the team just had his number. I'm not like down on Brubaker right now because of it. I still think there's something there with him. I think he found something, but today just was not his day.
Yeah, that's really the best way to put it. I know a lot of this is, and I'm not even overreacting. I'm not even here touting this as like a bad, well, I mean, it was a bad start, but like me being down on Brubaker. I'm just down in general right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, every good pitcher has their off day. And it's not here to say that Brubaker's a good pitcher, but I mean, even the good pitchers have a day like this. He has been very, very good. Again, since incorporating that 2-seamer for quite some time now. This was just a bad day for him against a good lineup, like you said, which, by the way, Alec Boehm had 4 hits today. Like, no one could stop him.
And that's
Nick
a lineup without Bryce
Castellanos
Harper.
had 4 hits today, and then Romuto had 3.
And that lineup doesn't have Bryce Harper in it right now.
Very true.
I mean, they're a tough,
They
and
do.
not to mention, I know the Pirates' bats are not good. We're all fully aware. Aaron Nola looked really good today.
Oh yeah, and he's had a really good season this year.
His fastball at 93, man, that gets on you quick. You can tell that on TV.
Yeah,
he just looked really sharp today. Everything added up for this to just not be a good day.
It really did. It really did. And I guess if we're talking about adding up, right? I mean, before the game even started, Brian Hayes was in the lineup, and then he wasn't. He was scratched, knee discomfort, pretty much coming back from last night. The throw from Chavis seemed like he was kind of awkward after that. I mean, he stayed in the game. No, thought nothing hurt, right? And then with the announcement today, he's out of the lineup. I don't foresee that being anything long term, hopefully, of course, especially since he was scheduled to be in the lineup to begin with.
I'm going to be, he might need a few days off just in general.
I mean, a few days is what we've witnessed this year. A few days, I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'd be okay giving him some time here. He's really out of whack at the plate. I'm okay just letting him sit for a little bit.
That's actually not a good take on it as well. Maybe no one wants to get hurt, and I don't want anyone to get hurt, but maybe it's a little bit of a blessing, just mentally just get away for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is your imposed couple of days off.
We got Josh VanMeter that can fill in. Everything's fine.
So that's what I was getting to. That's what set the tone. So we had to see Josh VanMeter and Yoshi Tsutsugo in the lineup the same time, back to back. And that's where I was like, oh, damn it. I mean, hey, Brian Reynolds comes back from paternity leave.
Yeah.
He's batting second. You know what? For what it is, take it for what it is, right? This Pirates lineup, we're off to a good start. Like, thankfully, there's some competency. And then out goes Hayes, in comes VanMeter, and everything just switched. And I put Cal Mitchell in the 2-hole, which, by the way, Cal Mitchell had a good game today. But it puts Cal Mitchell in the 2-hole, and I'm just like, oh, God, here we go. I was happy for a second. You took it away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can go down this lineup rabbit hole every day. And I think everyone's tired of us whining about it. And I'm tired of whining about it, but I'm also tired of it being a complaint. Fix it.
I'm with you on all sides of that.
We don't have to whine about it. Like, maybe you don't hit Bly Madris ahead of O'Neal Cruz. I don't want to have to complain about this. And I don't want to take us down this rabbit hole, but
right.
It's just my daily complaint.
Yes, I'm with you, and I get it, and I understand it. And again, that's just where the complaints come with. The lineup has Yoshi, who now has 9 hits in the month of July from head today. I mean, Yoshi is what he is. He stinks, but like the whole Josh VanMeter thing, I mean, he has 3 hits in July, 3 hits. Kevin Newman got 3 hits in 90 minutes today. Josh VanMeter has 3 hits in a month of July. And this week we've seen him lead off. We've seen him in the 2-hole. Again, like, that's just what bothers me. It's just the like self-imposed futility of this team is just what bothers me so much. We understand it's not a good team. We understand in the rebuild process. We understand it is a process. But to make things worse than what they even need to be is what's so frustrating. Just so frustrating. 3 hits in July. Tyler, 3 hits in the month of July. And Yankees want to get rid of Joey Gallo as the worst baseball player in the entire world. Imagine having Josh VanMeter on your team.
They would. You imagine a Yankee fan having to watch this team? Like, if the Pirates and the Yankees just switch plays.
The Yankees fans came and watched the Yankees play. The guy who just hit his 42nd home run, 200th of his career yesterday, and they can't even watch the Yankees play. Mind you, people watch the Pirates. And then
they don't want to
watching now come on here to talk about the Pirates. So we're just a crazy breed.
Yankees fans don't want to watch the Yankees, even though they got players on pace for 66 home runs.
Right. But again, so back to the game. Yes, JT Brubaker off game. That's pretty much where I'm at as well.
Yeah.
I'm very encouraged by JT Brubaker still. Let's still finish out the season, still see how it plays out, but I'm not going to overreact to this one start by any means.
Yep. I'm completely with you on him.
So how about the guy that came in, Dillon Peters?
He's a body.
1.2 innings pitched. He gives up an earned run, 4 hits. So 4 of his last 5 games since returning from the IL, he's given up a run. He's pitched 12 innings. He's given up 9 earned runs off of 18 hits. Again, going back to the good bullpen, going back to Dillon Peters being part of that, there's a lot of things that made you look at Dillon Peters and say these numbers don't match up. Maybe he's not actually good. ERA up to a 4.91 still. Has not been looking good for for Dillon Peters.
Yeah, he's the guy that comes in the game. You're like, this one's over. He does nothing for me. He doesn't miss bats. There's nothing about his stuff that makes you think he's going to be a good major league reliever.
Mm-hmm.
He's a body to eat innings right now.
The changeup has been good, and that's the thing that kind of got me on to him last year. Not to say he's going to be a good pitcher, but I was intrigued with the changeup last year. So again, but you're right. I mean, overall, the body of work, I'm not that intrigued by him anymore.
Yeah, he's a body for me. If he was gone tomorrow, I'd forget he was on the team within 3 days. He's going to be one of those forgotten Pirates. Remember that?
There's
Dillon
a Twitter
Peters
account,
guy?
isn't it? The Forgotten Pirates. Yeah, he'll be on there like next week.
There's a lot of guys on this team that are going to be forgotten Pirates. And Dillon Peters will be a forgotten Pirate because he's not bad enough for me to complain about all the time.
That's a good point. Like 10 years from now, you're not going to, like, we'll be talking about Josh VanMeter for years to come. Yeah. Like you talk about the Ronnie Cedenios and such, right? They're just that bad that you always talk about them, but you forget about the other guys that are just bad enough. That's a good point. We won't be talking about Dillon Peters for forever. He's just a guy.
Anthony just brings up a great point. Problem with Dillon Peters is that there are just too many Dillon Peters on this team. My bad. Good Lord. Let's figure this out here, Leonardo.
I'll do it. There we go. We keep trying to bring up the comment. Yeah.
No, he's exactly right. There are just too many on this team.
I can't with you. We're too in sync today on the show. That's what's going on.
In sync, but not JT.
This boy band's got too many Dillon Peters in it as well. All right. Yeah, so Dillon Peters again, just kind of a guy. I mean, he didn't do the job today. He's been doing what he's been doing at the IL, of course, and things catching up to him. I don't trust Dillon Peters. I don't know if he'll get moved again. We talked about, I mean, I could see a team potentially just getting him for whatever reason, just solely on the fact that, again, going back to Austin Davis last year. But let's move on to the next guy who came in, because I don't know. This is more, I'm not going to say controversial, but a guy to talk about. Tyler Beede.
Mm-hmm.
He came in 3 innings, finished the job. I mean, at that point, the Phillies had a generous enough lead. But 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. His ERA on the season is down to 3.12. With the Pirates, I know it's better than that. I didn't calculate with these 3 innings now as a relief pitcher, but
I think it's like 3.13, somewhere around there, maybe.
Well, it's a 3.12 now. It's got to be lower than that.
No, you're right then. I'm sorry, I didn't look.
No, you're good. Because
go ahead.
You're fine. No, I was gonna say with the Pirates alone, before coming into this game is a 2.93, and that was in 27.2. So now he'll be at 31.2 or 30.2. So it's definitely lower. But again, this is a guy that we've kind of poo-pooed on a bit. You know, I'm not too intrigued by him either. Mainly Jim, but still the same with me. I don't really truly believe in Tyler Beede.
Jim told his dad that he sucks.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, to be fair, his dad said he was Clay Holmes, and there's nothing similar in the two. But regardless, so Tyler Beede has been successful since coming to the Pirates in this bullpen. Again, he's still kind of, it doesn't strike out guys. He walks a little more in that sense. I don't know if I truly believe in him, but he's doing the job.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with him too. I think he's definitely earned his way onto a roster spot next year, as long as this continues.
So far, yeah.
But he's also a guy that I could see being one of the first ones off the team. He just doesn't. There's nothing there from what we've seen that makes you think this guy could be a back-end reliever.
That's totally fair. And the thing is, even on good teams, you need those other guys. And he could be one of those other guys.
Those other guys
are kind of unsure.
Those other guys are also the ones that get gone real quick.
That's true. And just relievers in general. But again, been kind of sour on Tyler Beede, but he's been earning his keep, and that's kind of where I'll put it at right now. I think we're both on the same page. We want to see how this year plays out to kind of make a big opinion on him in that sense. But kudos to him, and today was a big outing. Again, this is the same good offense that JT Brubaker and Dillon Peters faced that got lit up, and he shut them down. So kudos to Tyler Beede for doing so.
It was also the last 3 innings of the game when nobody wanted to play anymore.
I know.
He was pitching. He was pitching in a spot that a position player usually would.
But at the same sense, the Phillies do have Uris Familia, so no lead is safe.
Yeah, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, he's a guy. There's a lot of guys.
There is. There's 2 right here that.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 that could do it.
I mean,
So the pitching, wasn't good. Good lineup. Let's talk about the Pirates lineup. Now, granted, I mean, they had 9 hits today, only 9 strikeouts. I say that half facetiously, but that's like a tremendous improvement over what the series has brought. So they kind of showed up today. And again, like, credit to Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman had 3 hits today. He was 3 for 3 at one point. He went 3 for 5 overall. His batting average since returning from the IL is at a 306. For the season, like, he's an above average hitter right now. Kevin Newman, man. I mean, I don't know. I wish he didn't get injured because we'd have more sample size to like really see what 2020 Kevin Newman is, but
he's doing like 2019 Kevin Newman things where he's not really good, but he's collecting hits. For more of a larger sample, he's basically Adam Frazier right now. He's just collecting hits, but none of them are really like impressive. It's probably not sustainable. He's got like a 400 BABIP since coming back.
So that's true. I mean, that is true. But again,
his expected WOBA is like 280, which is very bad. I'm talking like a Kardashian, and that everything I say is like a question.
Well, that's legit because I'm questioning everything about Kevin Newman right now. This is that late night infomercial, right? Remember Kevin Newman? Forget everything you knew about Kevin Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was terrible. He's potentially being DFA'd from this team because no one's going to trade for him. Kevin Newman's done. He's gone. And now we're talking of, well, maybe we should hang on to Kevin Newman and not even trade him if there's something there. 2 months ago, whatever you want to give me for Kevin Newman, I'm taking it. And now I think we're in a clear debate of maybe we should hang on to him.
I think there are way too many bad players on this team to just let Kevin Newman go away.
And that's part of it.
Unless somebody wants to actually give you something worth a damn.
And nobody does.
I'm okay hanging on to him because nobody's going to give anything up. There's a lot of very bad baseball players on this team. And worst case scenario, you can probably put him into a super utility role next year. And then if he's bad, who cares? Cut him.
I think that's, again, like where I'm at. And we've discussed this a little bit. You're not going to get much for him because I don't think anyone's going to buy into this hype right now of this is Kevin Newman. So here's something really worth substantial in a package. And it's just like you said, like, as bad as the play's been, he's been the best hitter on the Pirates.
I mean, best case scenario, he has an Adam Frazier last year type of year. And
that could happen.
It definitely can happen. I mean, we've seen it from him before. And maybe you can get a better package than what you got from Adam Frazier because Ben Cherington just traded him for a bag of baseballs.
But, and with that said, again, thinking of where we were just a few weeks ago, really, not even months, could you imagine getting another Jack Sawinski out of Kevin Newman?
I keep forgetting Sawinski was in that trade.
I know.
I pair all the Padres
Marcano is tearing up AAA right now.
I just lump the entire Padres haul together for Musgrove and Frazier and just think of all the very bad parts And I forget about the Jackson Winskys of the world and Bednar.
Right. Yeah, I get it. But again, I think it's with you too. Like we're just saying, it's a lot less of Kevin Newman and a lot more that this team's just so bad that you're not going to get much from him anyways. He does have some more years of control. I'm not saying Kevin Newman's back. It's just the timing of this is like right for the deadline. He might actually have some trade interest, but he's the best hitter on this terrible team. And if it's for literally nothing, maybe just hang on to him. Hope that this does like turn into something, and maybe he's an off-season trade that you can capitalize a little bit more. Because to me, it's worth the risk. You're getting virtually nothing right now. It's worth the risk hanging on to him, seeing if he can build up some maybe value, and then trading him again. Or, of course, keeping him.
I mean, there are some complications with it. There are definitely some middle infielders right now that I think we'd like to see. So hanging on to him might be detrimental to that.
So let's talk about that though. Complications. So one of them though is Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Bay's injured, and there was talk today of they hope he comes back this season. I don't know how to really take that. I don't know if it's something where it's like indicative that he could be out all season, or they're just kind of saying that and he'll probably be back in a few weeks. But like if Bay's out of the picture because of an injury, that's one less player adding onto this roster to give at bats to.
I think you definitely need to see Marcano again.
Yes, I agree.
Good Lord, top of my head, they're all just disappearing.
Well, there's Diego Castillo, who got sent down to the AAA squad today again, by the way. I mean,
I would
see time back up.
Yeah, but I'd be okay seeing Newman over Castillo right now. I'd rather Castillo just get regular bats in AAA.
Same.
I'm not giving up on him. I just want to let him get consistent at bats. So, Anthony, I'm going to click it. Don't click it. Told us to delete this whenever we're begging for Newman to get DFA'd. My opinion on this entire situation is very fluid. We don't know what Kevin Newman is. Because we've seen very, very bad Kevin Newman, and we've seen like a competent major leaguer. If you can get somewhat of that competent major leaguer on a team that has absolutely nothing, I'll take that risk. And then if I'm begging for him to get DFA'd in a few weeks, I want him DFA'd. But right now, I'm okay seeing a little bit more.
That's just where I'm at. And it all comes down to because of the trade value. If you're going to get something like a real return, then do it, though. Like that's kind of where I'm at. Then like do it. But you're just not. You're going to get a huge, either like a huge risk of a low A guy, like even more substantial, like what Cruz even was. I mean, you're getting like a like outside the top 30.
So what if you got offered a Vogelbach type deal?
A middle reliever? Basically like another Holderman?
Yeah. Say you got
huge
offered that
W for
kind
me.
of deal.
I
would take
right
that
now.
deal. Yeah, I'd take that deal.
Absolutely. But I think that's too much.
I don't know.
Do you think teams are willing to offer a Holderman right now for Kevin Newman?
If they were, thing is, Kevin Newman does have a track record of being able to hit a baseball. It just hasn't been lately.
Many years ago.
Yeah. And he can play a very good shortstop.
Yes.
So if there are, I don't know. If someone were to offer that, I would take it. But that's also a deal that you could probably get burned on. Because Newman could turn into a 280 hitter with
you absolutely
great defense. And I'm talking myself into Kevin Newman, and I don't like it.
I know. Same. I think
I've got to pump the brakes here. I don't like Kevin Newman.
I would do it for. And I'm with you. And that's why I think like a Holderman I would do it for. But I think you probably would get less. And for less, I would just kind of hang on to him because that's probably not going to do much as far as like your future for the club that you're going to get in return. So I would take the risk of hope. Let me bank on hope that Kevin Newman maybe does this the rest of the year. And then you can take this into the offseason and flip him. Check out that site, guys. No. Sponsored by.
How about Bucko Mike? Would you take international money for him?
Yes.
I don't think I would.
Well, I guess it kind of depends, but I guess it depends. I don't know if there'd be enough. I was thinking like Marisnik at like $500,000. That makes sense. I think I would value. I don't know if I'd value Kevin Newman more, but anyways, I don't know. I think it would just depend on how much.
Trust your gut. My gut's full of beer, and it just sways any direction.
Right. No, my gut is still saying he's bad, but again, it just comes down to the return.
Yeah.
If it's just at the point where it's so low, again, just there's no reason to. It's not going to make a difference. Just hang on to him and hope and pray.
You know what? I will hang on to him if it means I have to see less of Josh VanMeter.
So hopefully 47 hours, 45 minutes, that will come true.
Right.
But anyways, so back to the game. So we said Kevin Newman had 3 hits. Shout out. Kudos to him. He's playing fantastic right now. Also mentioned Cal Mitchell had 2 hits today. He had a nice offensive game in the 2-hole. I mean, he's been better since coming back the second stint in the majors.
He's been better than better.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good.
He has.
Coming into the day, he had a 116 weighted runs created plus since being called back up. The strikeout rate's been a lot better, I think. I think it's around 20%. The walk rate's still where it's probably going to be forever. Like that 5 to 7-ish.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting the ball well.
He is. And again, like 2 home runs in the past week. He's had 2 home runs in 4 games.
Yeah. I'm okay with him. It's a very small sample size, but I'll see him in the lineup more. I'll be happy to see him in the lineup a little bit more until I sour on him like I do everyone else.
This is the year. You figure things out. You're seeing what you have. It's good for the players. It's developmental, at bats for them, right? They're seeing major league pitching. They're developing. You're seeing them. You're planning out for next year because, again, as we're touting, I mean, next year has to be an improvement. So this year you have to see what these guys have, and that's why I'm okay. Even if he stinks, I learned he stinks. I don't need to learn that Josh VanMeter stinks. We know he stinks. We know Yoshi stinks. So get him out of here. Find out if the next guy stinks or not. But so far, Cal Mitchell really hasn't stunk this second stint in the majors. And good for him. He had another big game today. So again, those 2 hits, he looked pretty good at the plate. And outside of that, the offense was,
bad.
Yeah. It really, again, they had 9 hits today. 5 of them came from Newman and Mitchell. But Gamble did have a hit. O'Neal Cruz did have a hit his last at bat, which ended up being a run because Yoshi Suzuki also apparently had a hit. That's how bad Familia is. He walked VanMeter and he gave up a hit to Yoshi. I'm sorry, bad. Phillies fans, that you have to deal with that.
Yeah. You can't walk Josh VanMeter ever.
There's some wild pitches. I mean, that one I think was like 7 feet off the plate.
So if we're in the trust tree here, I shut that game off. I did not watch the 9th inning.
That's fine.
I did not want to watch the 9th inning.
Familia did Familia things. He imploded.
Yeah, I assumed so.
But then they got out of it.
I turned it back on and watched Didi Gregorius make a play that Bob Walk and Greg Brown lost their minds over, but I mean, he should have just made the play normal.
I guess the thing is,
Kevin Newman hits the ball so hard.
Kevin scorched it. I mean, he scorched it and then got robbed off it. Yes, it was a good play, but of course, I think it added to it because it was Kevin Newman and he just scorched it.
He hits the ball harder than O'Neal Cruz.
Yes.
When O'Neal Cruz actually hits the ball.
Right.
Which has not happened as often as we'd hope.
No, it has not. So the game in itself actually wasn't as bad as it was. Like, the game in itself wasn't as terrible, just how I felt, just the state of the organization and so many things right now that's just so frustrating because again, there's no reason that Josh VanMeter and Yoshi Suzuki should even be on this team right now. absolutely zero at this point in time. Like, I don't even care waiting for the trade deadline and such. There's no point of being on the team, let alone getting starts and at bats.
Yeah. I mean, you're not showcasing them for anyone.
No.
Nobody wants these guys. Yoshi came back here on a cheap deal because nobody wanted him. We wanted him because we just didn't want to get burned again.
I was absolutely okay and fine with that. It was another example of it. Like, for $4 million, let's take the risk and find out if there is something. Guess what? You found out there's nothing.
And guess what? You should have got rid of him 2 months ago. Maybe not 2, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
After his injury, you should have gave him like 2 weeks. We're done. See ya.
I was a little soft on Yoshi, just for the fact that around the time he got injured was about the time I was leaning towards let's get rid of him. So when he got injured, he came back. All right, let's give you a little bit of extension, but he's shown, I mean, very quickly since that point in time, there's nothing. So, and here we are today. He's got a 37 weighted run created plus now. Your designated hitter. He's got one assignment, and that's to hit. And as I stated here on the tweet today, Jack Sawinski is the epitome of a league average hitter. He's at a 100 weighted runs created plus. Because of his struggles, he's in AAA.
Yeah,
because of his struggles, he's in AAA. And Yoshi Tsutsugo is 67% worse than him right now. And he's on the roster.
Denardo, I'm convinced I could walk onto that team right now, not swinging a single pitch, and have a 37 weighted runs created plus. I will walk enough for that.
There you go.
If I don't swing a bat, I feel like I could at least do that.
Right. I'm with you. Yeah, Steve Rosati could do a 37 weighted run created plus.
We're also talking about a team that is already mapping out that Roansy will be back in September. What the hell are we doing here?
Do we have to get into that right now?
We don't.
There's too much on my plate.
What the hell are we doing here, dude? Remember whenever he got sent down and everybody's yelling at us? Oh, it's not a money move. They just got to manage his innings. He'll be down. He'll be back after the All-Star break. Well, now we're looking at September because they got to build him back up.
Yep.
No, you got to eat service time.
And I think Ethan put it out there. I think
August 10th.
August 10th. Yep. Is your Super 2 date.
Just shut him down early if that's what you were going to do.
But then he accrues service time.
I know. Just shut him down early. Maybe do something right for a player for once in your organizational career.
Right. Well, that ain't happening because
God forbid they spend an extra $3 million in his last year of arbitration.
Yeah. So anyways, and I guess for those that don't truly know that are listening to this right now, right, they came out and basically said how there is no map for his return, but they want to get him ready and make sure he's pitching in September. So he pitched today very effectively. I think, 3 innings, 1 earned, 5 Ks for Indy.
Thank God he's in Indy.
Do that in Pittsburgh.
No.
It's illegal to pitch in the majors.
I mean, if you really want to manage his innings, keep him in the major leagues, put him in the bullpen. Because you're throwing a bunch of dog shit out there.
Dude, you were such a proponent with the Brewers. I mean, how they do that often, like Corbin Burns. I mean, they go in the bullpen. After that, you go into the rotation. I mean, you're right. They could have done it the whole year, actually. Or most.
Those guys get paid major league salaries.
Yes, they do.
Do you think those guys enjoy being with the Brewers more because they're not riding a bus from Indy to Columbus?
It's worked for them as well. They've developed some good pitching.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's been 35 minutes again, Tyler. It's been another terrible game, and here we are. Do we want to get out of here?
Deadline. Yeah, I'm done. I hate this team.
47 and a half hours. The trade deadline happens. Who's going to go? Who's not? We'll find out. Again, though, Charrington says there'll be a complete roster overhaul. I pray that means no more of the guys we just mentioned and one that we didn't, which is Greg Allen.
Oh God, forgot he existed.
But let's find out. So hey, tomorrow, the Pirates do play tomorrow. I need to start checking these. No, they don't play tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we might be on anyhow. It's the day before the deadline. If something happens,
I
I'm
didn't
sure
realize
we'll be on.
tomorrow was an off day.
I didn't either, but
so the Pirates don't play tomorrow. So Ben Charrington better be pretty busy on the phone. And like you said, we might have a show regardless because of a trade here or there. But I guess with that said, that means that they'll be playing on Tuesday against the Brewers, right? At 7:05. And the deadline's at 6. So we could be on before the game and after on Tuesday. We'll find out what happens. So I guess if you don't see us tomorrow, you'll see us again on Tuesday. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.